The sun was sinking over the horizon as we gathered near the bonfire to roast hot dogs. We were tired and dirty, sprinkled with wood chips after a full day of clearing fallen logs so we could build a fence for our goats. Even the youngest children had joined in the work, dragging small branches to the fire, and we had brought whimsy to the day by using some of the downed wood to build a miniature log cabin just big enough for us to sit inside. Of course, we had to shuffle through the tiny doorway on our hands and knees, but it was worth it to sit in our own shelter. We wouldn't have survived a South Dakota winter there, but it felt like an accomplishment. Our side project brought up questions like, how did Pa and Ma Ingalls build a full log cabin by themselves? And how did pioneers survive? As we talked, we all wondered at the amount of work our ancestors had to tackle just to survive. As we ate toasty hot dogs, we gave thanks that we would sleep in our cozy home for the night instead of bunking down in the cramped and drafty miniature cabin we had built. We spent many such work days as we were raising our 7 children. Our vision of living in the country and growing some of our own food meant that labor was an integral part of our life. While I might wish that I could go back and do some things differently as a mother, I know that the effort of teaching my children how to work and modeling work as a creative and necessary part of life was a gift to them and the world. It takes work to save civilization, and it's one of the lessons taught in our home. When we bought a derelict 5 acres in 2010, the property had been abandoned for a year. The bank had painted over the mouse droppings and put in new carpet, but the smell was still pungent. The previous owner had been plagued with vice, and the result had been barns eaten by starving horses, a home infested with rodents, and fields covered in downed wood. Turning this place into a home was going to take sweat equity, and we were willing to tackle it because we knew that work has the potential to make the world more beautiful. We began by gutting the kitchen because no amount of paint was going to cover up the stench of rodent urine, but eventually we renovated every room in the house. Some of the changes were simple, such as painting over the dated volcano rock fireplace in the living room and installing new floors, but other changes involved taking down walls and discovering that the builders had used carpet padding for insulation. No wonder we were so cold. During our 6 years in that house, we made many small improvements to create order and beauty, and the home became a center of hospitality. Strangers parked their Airstream in our yard and became friends. Foreign exchange students spent their summers with our family, and countless worship nights and marriage support groups were held on our patio or in our living room. Our work was part of a rhythm, ora et labora, pray and work, the motto of the Benedictines, and we pushed back the darkness in that home and in that neighborhood through the leading of the Holy Spirit.